Hello, Northside and Southside students. My name is Brad Praria, and let me just start off by saying how excited I am to be sharing my art with you today, even though I wish I could be doing it in person. To tell you just a little bit about myself, I grew up right here in Versailles. I went to Northside Elementary School up until 2011, where both my mom, Miss Pereira, and my grandmother, Miss Gillum, taught. My art teacher was the same as yours, Miss Brooks, and she's a huge part of the reason why I'm now a visual artist. Now, I know what you're thinking. A visual artist is somebody who just draws or just paints, and all these names might be popping in your head like Picasso or Van Gogh or Leonardo da Vinci. But you know what got me excited to draw? It was cartoons. Who doesn't like cartoons, am I right? Truth be told, I still watch cartoons, and that's why I chose to become an illustrator. An illustrator can create so many different kinds of things, but it's a little different than being a fine artist. Rather than just hanging your artwork in a gallery, an illustrator's work is meant to be paired with something else, like a music album, a food label, children's book, an advertisement. But what I do is for animation and video games. Illustrators get to tell stories through their artwork, and what I do is I get to tell stories that you might watch on a Disney movie or on a Nickelodeon show. It's my job to design cartoon characters for animation and the worlds that they live in. Now, I guarantee at least one of you, and possibly all of you, have seen a show probably like SpongeBob, or maybe you like Disney's new DuckTales. Well, long before they ever appear on screen, it's an illustrator's job to work with an art director to create what that character might look like. Before you ever see them on screen and before we start designing, we have to get to know those characters and their worlds, just like you might be making new best friends at school. We're given by the art director what's called a character brief, and that's a page that just tells us a little bit about their personality, what their likes and dislikes are, whether they're a big, tough, grumpy old man, or whether they're a cute and squishy little animal. We take all of those and then we try and craft a character that the director might like, but it can take a long time. For example, if the character brief told me that I was designing a sneaky villain, I'd probably give him a long, pointy nose and a tiny triangle-shaped head, but if I were designing a fluffy cat per se, he'd probably be really round and squishy. I mean, I wouldn't give him sharp claws, that's for sure. How can you cuddle a cat like that? Now, I'm still a student just like each and every one of you kiddos, so my stories, they're not quite on the screen yet. They're for my class assignments at SCAD, which is the Savannah College of Art and Design in Georgia. Here are just a few examples of the things I've created over the last 2 years.
This is the O'Shea family. The O'Sheas are a fox, a bird, and a grandpa ox who live in Ireland, and they go on a road trip to Stonehenge. When they get there, they discover it's actually a secret loading dock for an alien spaceship. They board that ship and accidentally launch themselves into outer space. It's their mission to find their way back home and avoid the alien race that wants their spaceship back. These are a set of characters I created for a story called Stuck. These 3 characters are stickers that come to life every morning when the sun hits the basement wall that they're stuck on. They don't quite get along, and they really can't get away from one another, but eventually they learn that their differences are not so big as they seem. Here's just a few more artworks I've illustrated and designed for animation.
The film that I'm currently a part of is called Car Lives. I'm a background painter and a character designer. The film is about a boy who falls asleep in the midst of a long and boring traffic jam and becomes a superhero to fight off all the angry monsters that are actually just the people who are stuck in traffic. It's my hope that one day in the near future I'll be able to work at an animation studio like Nickelodeon, Disney, Pixar, Netflix, or even Cartoon Network. Just because I love to create characters and draw cartoons doesn't mean I'm limited to just that as an illustrator. Sometimes I like to go photorealistic, and sometimes I like to go even more abstract than a cartoon does. I've designed everything from stickers to logos to t-shirts. I've done things as small as cans and as big as murals. Here are just a few things that I've done that aren't cartoons. enjoyed learning a little bit about what it is I do as an illustrator. If this looks like something you want to do, I'm going to offer you this one piece of essential advice that you can pretty much use for anything you want to do in life. That's practice, practice some more, and just keep practicing. I promise that if you feel like you're not good at art now, that you can get better. Talent isn't just given to anybody, it comes through hard work. So as long as you're excited to learn, I know that all of you can create something amazing and beautiful. Thanks again for watching. Have a safe and happy school year, and peace out, y'all.